There are countries shaped by history, and then there are countries that shape history itself. Places where geography doesn't just exist, it decides everything. Power, wealth, survival. France is one of those places. At first glance, it looks like just another European country. But look closer, and you'll notice something unusual. Mountains guard its borders. Rivers flow like arteries through its heart. Fertile lands stretch for miles, and coastlines connect it to the entire world. It's almost as if France wasn't formed by chance, but carefully designed. So the question is France's geography simply good, or is it almost too perfect? A country at the center of everything. France sits in one of the most strategic locations on Earth. To the north, just across a narrow stretch of water, lies Britain. To the east, powerful continental neighbors. To the south, access to warm Mediterranean trade routes. And to the west, the open Atlantic Ocean. This is not isolation. This is connection. For thousands of years, this position turned France into a meeting point of civilizations. Traders moved through it. Armies marched across it. Ideas spread within it. Unlike remote nations that struggled to stay relevant, France was always part of the conversation. But being at the center of everything comes with danger. More connections means more invasions. So why didn't France collapse under pressure? The answer lies in its natural defenses. Nature's fortress. Imagine trying to invade France from the south. You're immediately confronted by the Pyrenees, a massive mountain range separating France from Spain. To the southeast, the Alps rise even higher. Sharp, cold, and nearly impossible to cross with large armies. These aren't just mountains, they are barriers, natural fortresses. They slowed enemies down, forced them into narrow paths, and gave defenders a huge advantage. But here's what makes France unique. It's protected, but not trapped. Unlike countries completely surrounded by mountains, France has open plains in the north and northeast. This allowed movement, trade, and expansion. In other words, France had defense without isolation. A rare and powerful combination. The land that feeds a nation. Now imagine a country that is safe, but unable to feed itself. It wouldn't last long. Fortunately for France, its land is among the most fertile in Europe. Vast plains stretch across the country. The soil is rich. The climate is balanced. This combination turned France into an agricultural powerhouse. Wheat fields in the north, vineyards in the south, diverse crops across the entire nation. For centuries, while other countries struggled with famine, France had food security. And food security leads to stability. Stability leads to growth, and growth leads to power. This is one of the hidden reasons why France rose so early in European history. Because before armies, before empires, a nation needs food, and France had plenty of it. The hidden highways, if land feeds a nation, rivers connect it. France is crossed by several major rivers: the Seine, the Loire, the Rhône, the Garonne. These rivers acted like highways long before roads existed. They allowed goods to move quickly and cheaply, connected inland regions to the sea, and helped cities grow into economic centers. Take Paris, for example. It didn't become powerful by accident. It grew along the Seine River, a perfect location for trade, defense, and expansion. Boats carried food, materials, and wealth directly into the city. Over time, this turned Paris into one of the most important cities in the world. Without these rivers, France would be divided. With them, it became united and strong, access to two worlds. Now here's where France becomes truly exceptional. It doesn't just have a coastline, it has two. To the west, the Atlantic Ocean. To the south, the Mediterranean Sea. This dual access is incredibly rare. The Atlantic opened routes to the Americas and global trade. The Mediterranean connected France to ancient civilizations, Africa, and the Middle East. This gave France flexibility. It could trade in multiple directions, expand influence across continents, and adapt to changing global powers. While some countries were locked into one region, France had access to many. And in geopolitics, flexibility is power. The climate advantage geography isn't just about land and water, it's also about climate. France enjoys one of the most balanced climates in the world. Winters are mild, summers are warm, but not extreme. Rainfall is steady. This creates ideal conditions for agriculture, living, and economic activity. Compare this to regions with extreme heat or freezing temperatures, where survival itself becomes a challenge. France avoided these extremes. Its people could focus on building, not just surviving, and that made a huge difference over time. Geography shapes history. All these advantages, location, land, rivers, climate, they didn't just exist quietly. They shaped history. France became one of Europe's most powerful kingdoms, a center of culture, politics, and military strength. Leaders like Napoleon didn't rise in isolation. They rose from a land already designed for strength. Even when France faced defeat, its geography helped it recover. Protected borders, strong agriculture, connected cities, time and time again. France bounced back because its foundation was simply too strong. Is it really perfect? So is France's geography truly perfect? Not exactly. It has weaknesses. The northern plains, for example, are easier to invade. And historically, many armies entered from there. But here's the key point. Even its weaknesses are balanced by strengths. Open enough to connect, protected enough to defend, fertile enough to grow, strategic enough to dominate. That balance is what makes France special. A masterpiece of geography. In the end, France is more than just a country. It's a reminder that geography matters, that the shape of land, the flow of rivers, the position on a map can decide the fate of nations. France didn't just get lucky, it was built on one of the most advantageous pieces of land on Earth. And that's why, even today, France remains powerful, influential, and almost perfectly designed. France is not just a country, it's a feeling. From the golden glow of Paris at sunset, to the quiet charm of countryside villages, from lavender fields stretching to the horizon, to snow-covered peaks touching the sky. Every corner tells a story. Every road leads to something unforgettable. It's in the taste of fresh bread, the sound of distant church bells, the calm of rivers flowing through ancient cities, and the rhythm of life that never rushes. France doesn't try to impress, yet it always does. Its beauty is effortless, timeless, and deeply human. Maybe that's the magic of France. You don't just visit it, you feel it, and you remember it forever.